Hello, and we are back with the third day's worth of PowerPoint. So today we are going to cover the kingdom planta, which is plants. So first we're going to go over the bell ringer, just like we did in the last PowerPoint. And this is going to be over what we've learned before. So you discover an unknown organism that is eukaryotic, multicellular, heterotrophic, and lacks a cell wall. Which domain and kingdom would you place this organism in? All right, so first let's think of the domain. So our three domains to choose from are bacteria, archaea, and eukarya. So the domain would be eukarya because it is a eukaryotic organism. And then the kingdom inside of eukarya is going to be Animalia, because they are multicellular, heterotrophic, and lack a cell wall. So that is what makes them an animal. All right, so we are going to the kingdom Plantae, which again are eukaryotic because it is in the domain eukarya. Remember, eukaryotic, eukarya, same. They are multicellular organisms, just like animals. They are autotrophic instead of heterotrophic. So they are going to get their energy from the sun. Now, they do have cell walls with cellulose in those cell walls. So that is what makes them a plant. Okay, so again, they are eukaryotes, multicellular, which again, remember, means that they have multiple cells. They do have a cell wall. They also have a chloroplast and a large vacuole. So all of these are characteristics of a plant cell. They are autotrophs, again, energy from the sun. Most of the time they will reproduce sexually. Fun fact, a sperm cell from a plant is pollen. So if you're allergic to pollen, you're allergic to plant sperm. A fruit is a baby plant. Okay, it's the ovary, it's the ovum. Okay, so locomotion, plants don't move. They stay in place. Wherever they're rooted, they stay. Okay, so no locomotion, no movement. Now, fun fact, angiosperms are going to produce flowers. Gymnosperms are going to produce cones. So this would be like a pine tree with pine cones. And plants evolved from green algae, which is a type of protist, which is also going to be a kingdom that we're going to cover, but that's going to be in another video. Okay, so plants, again, evolved from green algae. Now, green algae is a protist. It is not a plant, even though it is green. And they evolved structures to acquire, transport, and conserve water when they moved onto land. Okay, so remember, algae lives in water. Plants live on land. For the most part, there are water plants, but we're talking about land. All right, so there are four main divisions of the plants. There are four different phyla. Okay, so remember what plants need. They need sun, carbon dioxide, and water, and they're going to produce glucose and oxygen. So remember, cellular respiration and photosynthesis. So photosynthesis is going to be this process right here. Okay, so the first type of plant is a moss. So moss is actually a plant. It is the first land plant. It is small in size. It's going to grow in moist places. There are no tubes to conduct water, which means there's no vascular tissue. Vascular tissue in plants is kind of like our blood vessels, where it's going to transport water and nutrients throughout the plant. So moss do not have those. That is why they're so small. So moss, liverworts, and hornworts are different examples of mosses. Our second one is the first vascular plant, which is a fern. So ferns could grow larger than mosses because they do have vascular tissue. They're the first to develop true roots, stems, and leaves. And they developed a waxy cuticle to prevent water loss. So that is why leaves tend to have a waxy substance. If you pour water on them, the water just like rolls off and beads off because it's waxy. It's a lipid. Our reproductive cells are called spores. Again, sperm. Okay. And the examples are ferns and horsetails. All right. Now we're going to get into vascular tissue. So I'm going to put this on a second video. All right. So this is the end of part 1.